Todd Martin here, your local Louisville real estate broker, and I appreciate you stopping by my blog. Now, we are definitely into the hot buying season, and one of the things I want to help you with is overcoming the 5 biggest obstacles for a first-time home buyer. So, unless you're independently wealthy or you have just won the lottery, one of the hardest things that we find for a first-time home buyer is actually obtaining a down payment. So if you remember the days that your mom and dad bought a house, it was 20% down, it was a conventional mortgage. That's a lot of money to bring to the table these days, especially with the home prices the way they are. So one of the things that you can look into is if you are a veteran or you think you have veteran benefits, let me know. I'd be happy to search that for you and find out. But that is a true no money down program. We have FHA, which requires 3.5% down, and believe it or not, I've even got some programs worth $8,700 in free money as well as a 1% down. So there are some tips and tricks to really help you get into that house. Feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to explain those on a situational basis. The other thing that we're looking at is your credit score. Your credit score is very, very crucial to the whole loan process. Now, most banks look for a minimum of about a 620. That's the gain that you want to shoot for. And if you're interested in what your credit score actually is, let me know. We can get you a copy of your free credit score very, very easy, and we can help you obtain or work up that credit if necessary. And then you might have heard something called ratios, front-end ratios, back-end ratios. That's the third trick. Now, here's the thing. Lenders look for particular ratios. They look for front-end versus back-end ratios. Lenders typically don't like to see over 33% on a front-end ratio. That means if they look at your income and they look at the amount that the mortgage would be, then they don't like to see that over 33%. And then they look at your back-end ratios. They have a whole mathematical figuration for that. And they look at your debt-to-income ratio as well. Plus, then they add the imaginary mortgage into that, and they look to see if that is going to work in your favor. They want to make sure that you're not going to be house poor. The next thing is we get into a good appraisal. Does the house that you bid on and that you won meet the appraisal standards? So, for example, with today's hot buyers market, we're seeing a lot of competitive actions, and we're seeing prices that are bid up. The problem is if you bid the price way up, even though you can afford it, if the house doesn't appraise, the bank won't lend. That's the problem that we've got to overcome, and you've got to be very, very careful about that when you're bidding on a price. Now, a couple of things that the seller might do is the seller might be willing to negotiate that price with you. The seller might say, hey, I know the appraisal came in short. We'll take off half if you make up the other half. And again, you've got to have that money to do that. So again, there's tips and tricks, but be very, very careful when you're going into a competitive bidding situation. And the last and the most important thing is satisfying the loan conditions. Most people don't understand that even though you get a pre-approval, or excuse me, a pre-qualification, you're not pre-approved until you complete the entire loan process itself. And that usually happens within the final 2 to 3 weeks of actually purchasing the home. So there might be something that you didn't know about. You may have to shuffle around and get some quick papers over to the loan officer, but be very careful on that. Now, if you are interested in getting pre-approved prior to looking for the home, we can also take care of that for you. I've got some great lenders that have the availability to do that, and then you can actually close on a home in 2 to 3 weeks. So there you go. There's 5 tips: down payment, credit score, lender ratios, good appraisal, and loan conditions. And if you happen to know anybody that's looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, don't keep us a secret. We are always happy to help, and we look forward to speaking with you soon. Have a great day.